Hello. I do. You were talking. Look at everybody. I mean, look at my fish. Famous models. Backtrack photo. So, if we interpret the same as something, what is it? Oh, it was only yesterday. That's how it got memories. Information. Bridge. Okay. So, then it's set it there. We were looking at this yesterday. Yeah, I see my fish. I know where they went. No. Done thing for me. Oh, there's something. Oh, yeah. Doesn't need attention. Okay. So, yeah, we did this. This. I do take that one up as well. Maybe like 5 minutes. We have hamster there. There's a hamster for the last time we picked up one. And the fish in the toilet. No. Good. No guns in visual. And you're scared. You feel something else? See. Yeah, the office.
Commander Shepard. It's a pleasure to see you again.
You're the drone from the Shadow Broker's ship.
Dr. Tassoni now refers to me as Glyph instead of Info Drone, 95% of the time. If you have a moment, I'd like to draw your attention to a terminal in her office. It analyzes information packages. If you find any useful data, I can research upgrades for you.
And what should I be looking for?
I'll inform you if you've found relevant data. When you do, return to this terminal for your choices. In the meantime, Dr. Tassoni would like to speak with you. Have a pleasant day.
Meeting with the council didn't go too well, huh?
It was less than ideal.
I'm shocked.
At least the council can't deny the Reapers exist. But I'm not sure how much comfort that is while they bicker over which portion of the galaxy to save.
Wow. Becoming the big info brokers turned you into a real cynic, Liara. I like it.
I'm flattered, I think.
Oh, I see. Okay, you can choose one. Right? Maybe I'm still there. No. I'm just going to check. Yeah, it's a big question for me. What is that? Invader space. I'm just trying to see if my toys or my fish.
This terminal contains non-essential correspondence from your allied forces. Dr. Tassoni has granted you access.
Good. Remind me to clean up these old notes. Perhaps reviewing them will lead to something useful for the Prothean device. The University of Ceres agreed to sponsor me at the Prothean dig on Ditriop. Very exciting. Professor Hennel is heading the expedition herself. Maybe I can even ask her for her opinion on my thesis outline. Attachment: Thesis on Prothean First Contact Protocol. I believe Dr. Jashwan was right to suggest that the Prothean artifacts we unearthed are from the Third Age, not the Fourth. What an embarrassing mistake. At least he seemed to approve of the rest of the paper. Attachment: Paper on the comparison of Prothean technology to modern circuit logic. Let's see. That's 2071, 2174, 2183. I'm going on the Therium expedition. Never thought I'd gain permission to visit the Prothean ruins here, but the University of Ceres must have secured the funding after all. Not a pack. Paper on the end of the Prothean Empire. 2183. Part 2. Goddess, this human shepherd has the key to comprehending the Protheans on an instinctual subconscious level. If only I could have been there when the commander touched the beacon in Eden Prime. I'll try to learn more about this cipher on board the Normandy. The involvement of the Reapers is troubling, to say the least. Attachment: Paper on the end of the Prothean Empire with correction notes. 2185. I reviewed the old Shadow Broker's footage of the Collectors. It's chilling to know they're the Protheans' husks. At least nothing sentient could possibly remain after what the Reapers did to them. Attachment: Paper on Prothean biology. Message: Operative Turned to the broker. I made contact with Taziak yesterday. The look on his face was priceless. He is not happy you put me in charge of scouring the terminus systems, but he's doing a good job of keeping us alive. I've never seen so many pirates and mercs on edge. The black market's unreliable, and it's getting harder to make contact with suppliers. The Alliance won't be able to rely on it as a source of crucible materials for long if things get worse. Some of the other operatives think we should cut our losses now, but I just keep asking them, when did the odds ever stop the broker? Pharaoh. Yes, I hope you finally got our little friend Droney to stop saying shadow and broker out loud in the same sentence to anyone in sight. Oh, that's right. You got all this right? Yeah. Now, while I'm reading, where is it? Do another bit of the journal. If only we were going to get through everything. If we had a bit of time. Alright, FTL drive. Fast and light drive uses element 0 cores to reduce the mass of the ship, allowing for higher rates of acceleration. This effectively raises the speed of light with the mass effect field, allowing high-speed travel and negligible relativistic time dilation effects. Our ships will require conventional thrusters, chemical rockets, commercial fusion torch, economy ion engine, or military anti-proton drive in addition to the FTL drive core. If only a core ship has no motive power. The amount of ESO and power required for a drive increase exponentially to mass being moved, and the degree is being lightened. Wait. Very massive ships or very high speeds are prohibitively expensive. Okay. Not comprehending that. If the field collapses while the ship is moving at fast and light speed, the effects are catastrophic. The ship is snapped back to sublight velocity. The enormous excess of energy shed in the form of lethal Cernico radiation. Larger warships are generally classified in one of four weights. Frigates are small, fast ships for scouting and screening larger vessels. Frigates are often operated in wolf-pack flotillas. Cruisers are middleweight combats, faster than dreadnoughts, but more heavily armed than frigates. Cruisers are the standard patrol unit and often lead frigate flotillas. Dreadnoughts are kilometer-long capital ships with mounting heavy, long-range firepower. They are only deployed for the most vital missions. Carriers are dreadnoughts, as vessels that also carry large numbers of fighters. Smaller vessels are mostly exclusively used in support roles to the warships during combat. Fighters are one-man crafts used to perform close-range attacks on enemy ships, and interceptors are one-man crafts optimized for destroying opposing fighters. SSB Normandy SR-1 was a prototype starship developed by Human Systems Alliance with the assistance of the Citadel Council. The ship employed state-of-the-art stealth technology for reconnaissance in dangerous regions. Most ships emit heat that is easy to detect against the absolute zero background of space. Normally, however, could temporarily store waste heat deep within its hull, allowing the ship to travel undetected for hours or drift passively for days of covert operation. This was not at risk. Eventually, the stored heat had to be released, otherwise it would build to levels that could cook the crew alive. Another key component of the Normandy Self system was the revolutionary tantalus drive, a Mass Effect core twice the size of a standard user. The tantalus drive generated mass concentrations that the Normandy fell into, allowing it to move without the use of heat-emitting thrusters. Normandy SR-1 was destroyed in 2183 when it was ambushed by a collector ship in the Omega Nebula. Space combat. Shells lofted by space navies crash back to Earth when their acceleration is overwhelmed by gravity and air resistance in space. A projectile has unlimited range. It will keep moving until it hits something. Practical gunnery range is determined by the velocity of the attacker's ordnance and the maneuverability of the target. Beyond a certain range, a small ship's ability to dodge trumps a larger attacker's projectile speed. The longest range combat that occurs between dreadnoughts, those projectiles that have the highest velocity but are the least maneuverable. The short-range combat is between frigates, which have the slowest projectile velocities and the highest maneuverability. Opposing dreadnoughts open with main gun artillery dual extreme range is of tens of thousands of kilometers. The fleets close, maintaining evasive lateral motion while keeping their bow guns facing the enemy. Fighters are launched. An attempt to close the disruptor torpedo range. Cautious admirals weaken the enemy with range fire and fighter strikes before committing to close action. Aggressive commanders advance so cruisers and frigates can engage at long range. The main guns of cruisers become useful. Friendly interceptors engage enemy fighters until the attackers enter a range of ship-based garden fire. The dreadnoughts fire from the rear, screened by the smaller ships. Commanders must decide whether or not to commit a general melee or a retreat into fast and light travel. At medium range, ships can use broadside guns. Fleets intermingle, and it becomes difficult to retreat in order. Ships with damaged kinetic barriers are vulnerable to Wolfpack flotillas that speed through the battle of space. Only fighters and frigates enter close knife fight ranges of 10 or fewer kilometers. Fighters lose their disruptor torpedoes, bringing down a ship's kinetic barrier, allowing it to be swarmed by frigates. Guardian lasers become viable weapons, swatting down fighters and boiling away ship armor. Neither dreadnoughts nor cruisers can use their main guns at close range. Laying the bow on a moving target becomes impossible. Superhero thruster exhaust becomes a hazard. Alright. No, wait. Not quite yet. Okay. Save. Alright. Liara! Where the heck are you?
Looks like you brought more than just that drone from your ship.
A few things were necessary. I'd be a very silent shadow broker without data feeds.
So you have access to your resources?
What I can get. We'll need it to research this Prothean device. Until we understand precisely what it does, it's far too dangerous to use.
Did the Protheans actually complete this weapon?
You mean, will it work? They wouldn't have poured their last resources into this device if they thought otherwise. But we really need to find out just what kind of weapon they left us.
It'd be nice to know we're not kids playing around with a loaded gun.
Absolutely. The damage it could cause if it backfired is unthinkable. This will be difficult even for us. If something happens on a mission, if either one of us are hurt, I'll always remember that tour of the Normandy. But let's be honest, Shepard. It's been more than a half a year. Should we continue where we left off?
That's a good question. I feel like I've put you through a lot. Maybe you deserve to be off the proverbial loving shepherd hook. Oh, no, 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 no. The dirty that's the question. I wish to ponder for a moment. And I need a bath. So, I'll be just a moment. But let me ponder. Oops. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I just. Mm, wanna. Do you mind if we still date? 'Cause I wanted to date you. If you don't wanna date me, I guess I could do other people. I would like to. So I guess let's see what she says if I say absolutely. 'Cause I was like I wasn't in jail, but I was essentially in jail. So, but she didn't visit. So what does that mean? Hmm. I mean, could she visit though? Is that allowed outside contact? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna say I'd like to. I'm gonna
I'd
say
like that more than anything, Liara.
Good. I was getting worried.
sorry.
There were a lot of reasons I was happy to see you on Mars.
I'd like that list, but later. There's so much left to do. I'm working with Edie. Hopefully we can discover what the Protheans left for us. But I'm looking forward to talking about something other than business. Maybe later?
Okay. All right.
Hello again, Shepard.
How much do you know about this Prothean artifact?
Very little. We're fortunate enough Data survived to piece together the blueprints. Decoding them will require as many specialists as we can find.
It's that high-tech?
I'd have killed for a glimpse of it during graduate school.
You brought your little helper with you?
Its name is Glyph. It helped sort through all the data that led me to the archive on Mars.
It was a pleasure to be of assistance, Doctor.
Glyph's interfaced with the data feeds. Its analytical software should come in handy.
What's been happening with you as the broker, Liara?
It's been exciting. The old broker's ship? Impressive, but it was never meant to be space-worthy. Which meant the elusive man eventually tracked me down on Hagalaz.
What happened?
I knew he was coming. Farron and I loaded as much of the ship's specialized hardware onto a shuttle as we could. We got away from Cerberus' ships after arranging an appropriate distraction.
What kind of distraction?
Sending the broker's ship exploding into a Cerberus cruiser. I don't think the elusive man expected me to give up my resources in such a spectacular fashion.
Can you still operate as the broker without the ship?
Well, I couldn't let the elusive man have it. I saved what was crucial. My network of agents is intact, although the Reapers have taken a toll on their numbers. It's taking a while to re-establish contact.
So where is Farron if you two escaped?
He convinced me he was recovered enough to work, and I do need more agents.
Agent Farron didn't report any injuries during his last call to you, Doctor.
True. Given what he survived, I should probably worry less.
I did this one, right? The being the treasurer. That was what that was. Not being treasurer.
What have you been up to since we last saw each other?
Since you helped me defeat the Shadow Broker, I started looking for defenses against the Reapers. The Protheans were the only ones with substantial information on them. The older civilizations barely had records. I knew the elusive man was hunting for the same thing when our agents began crossing paths.
Like on Mars?
I thought I'd covered my tracks, but he had surveillance there all along.
We'll talk later, Liara.
Of course.
Thank you for being willing to date me again. I try not to be quite as I say not as harrowing an experience, but probably will be a bit.
Please, enjoy your day.
I shall endeavor. Okay, wait, if she's there. And then other after the chapter. Maybe evenings on the other side of that chapter. Do you have any of my toys? My fish? Toys, fish, toys, fish. Where's my fish? Edie, why do you have a body? There's a body. Oh, that's the body from before. Just leaving it right here. Good. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's nice. Okay.
Commander?
Everything okay down here, Doctor?
The Alliance team cleaned up and restocked, but it's still my old med bay. Feels like home.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Let's waste no time. If I may, I'd like to examine you.
Nothing wrong with me, is there?
No, but we should keep an eye on all those cybernetic implants Cerberus grafted into you.
Expensive stuff bringing me back.
And worth every penny. Let's just make sure everything is okay.
Guess a checkup never hurts. Just no scalpel this time, Doc.
Alas, to my great disappointment, it is nothing invasive. I'm just going to run some diagnostics on your implants, and it'll take a few readings. The procedure we did for your scarring has produced a lovely synthetic protein overlay. And your body has accepted the implants quite nicely.
It had better. Sure didn't come cheap.
That's it. You're the picture of health.
How's our inventory of meds?
The medbay was fully stocked before you left Earth. We should be good for a long time, even given the amount of fire you take each day.
Do you ever regret working for Cerberus?
We didn't work for them. We used them. If I were to feel anything, it would be guilt. We took their money, took their best people, took their best ship. We used them to defeat the Collectors, and now we are using their resources against them. So no, I don't regret it one bit.
You've never mentioned any of your family.
None to speak of, really. I'm the last of a prestigious line of medical professionals. The Alliance is my spouse, and you're all my children. I'm blessed with many close friends. But with each Alliance vessel taken, I lose one or two. We need to end this war.
I'll see you around, Doctor.
Take care, Shepard.
That's everybody? I must be missing something because there are still multiple spots. Don't be doing. Where you going?
Hey again. What's up?
You mentioned a mission you had against the Collectors. What happened?
Pretty much what I said. Things went foobar, and I was one of the few to make it out. If you want the rest of the story, you're gonna have to get me really drunk, or...
Or what?
That's about it. Sorry, Commander. Just not interested in talking about that. Next topic?
You had a hard time leaving Earth. You still want to head back?
Hell yeah. But I get it now. It's not where I'd be most useful. Not yet, anyway.
We'll get back there.
I know. And I'll do whatever it takes to get us there, Commander.
Maybe no more shuttle crashes.
No promises now that I've gotten the taste for it. Besides, I like to keep Esteban on his toes.
You got family back on Earth?
Yeah, an uncle. Retired military. Got a few cousins I haven't heard from in a while.
You and your uncle close?
Yep. He was the reason I joined the Marines and was about the only good thing in my life after my mom died.
No dad?
He's there. Somewhere. But I'm not sure I'd call him family. Not anymore. I would like to find out how my uncle's doing, though.
What's with you and the nicknames?
It's just my way of remembering people. Some people just don't match their names, you know? So, I just give them a new one.
So, I'm a loco, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty crazy, but the shit you've done makes me look sane.
I take it you and Lieutenant Cortez know each other.
Yeah, Esteban did a stint on Fel Prime where me and my squad were stationed. I caught up with him on Earth a few months back. He's a good guy. Just don't tell him I said so. It'll go to his head.
I'll talk to you later.
You bet.
Being using that, sweetheart. I saw the little anime movie, direct video movie thing. That's the mission he was talking about. That would be good. Gonna fight that dog. Gonna fight that dog. Fight that dog.
Stay.
No saying. No to papa.
Doesn't hurt to go over the weapon roster one more time.
I don't understand it though. Explain it to me. Have you seen my dog? I'm not fish. Can I get on you? It's all. So sure I looked everywhere. That's okay. Anyway.
Commander.
Usually my hands are just running around. No one made sure that was good. Go. Son doesn't know that I'm good. Just a little disappointed. No one took care of. I did a big bad, I know, in the realm. destroying that relay, but it was to hopefully protect, you know. Oh, hey. You know, it was, we were trying to fix that. And Green Bell was like, talk to you and say,
Commander,
what's up? Okay. Nothing in particular?
do we need to talk, Commander?
Get on. Okay.
Not right now, Allers.
Let me know when we do.
Okay. Good. We did the. I guess there's something I'm missing here. Crew deck. What do we have that body?
Commander? Commander?
Why are we keeping that over with the AI? It seems dangerous. Is no one else thinking it's a dangerous place for that to be? What if it wakes up or something? We know it's not going to self-repair? And then, like, eat?
Commander.
Seems... What is the point of that one piece of security? My entire crew go off in different directions. Like that one guy was from back when it was the regular SS Normandy. Like the first time. And then Dr. Shark was I brought back. Joker and Edie. I think are the only people that stayed on. Am I missing anything? No. Alright. I'll look. Can't say I didn't look.
Commander Shepard.
What is this? Why is this? Okay.
Commander.
Alright, we got the dog. Okay. I was thinking very broad. Looking for the Guardian Fleet. Welcome back. Hoodie, thank you, Edie. Did you allow me to research? Yes, we did that. Prime. Sirius has got a Prothean Earth. Okay, so maybe that's better. Clusters already conquered by the Reapers can be accessed using the normal stealth drive. Search these clusters for survivors, salvage, and valuable intel. How do I know? Oh, that's right. We're at the Citadel. Exhibition at Citadel. No, let's check real quick. I don't think we've gone to like any of the Citadel shops or anything. Maybe a quick look. What was that? New World. No, we're in space. Okay. Got it. Shepard can't go inside. This way. Where's Garrus? Where's Garrus been? Oh, maybe he's. Maybe he's over here. Oh, I don't know. Alright, so. Oh, yeah. Where are we now? Is that what it is? Is that we're floating in space right now? But this is Flash. Where's this? Let me get it real quick. The sorting of this. Okay, the Normandy is equipped with new and improved scanning pulse. It can detect objects of interest. Use this to uncover war assets, artifacts, intel, and fuel as you fly around the system. Be aware, each time the pulse is used, the chance the Reapers will enter the system to investigate is increased. The Reaper enters the system you are in, flee and wait until you have completed a mission before returning. Let's see. Oh, we haven't found them. Come here. Okay. Supposedly constructed by the long-extinct Protheans, this colossal deep space station serves as the capital of the Citadel Council. It is simulated through rotation. Oh, gravity is simulated through rotation the comfortable 1.2 O2 standard Gs in the wards and a light 0.3 standard Gs in the Presidentium ring. Total length open 44.7 kilometers. 12.8 kilometers. Population 13.2 million, not including keepers. Gross weight 7.11 billion metric tons. Living space does not weigh nothing. Okay, dock.
Normandy, we are transferring your docking clearance to an Alliance official.
Figures. Finally back in action, the Alliance already wants us tagged and collared.
Just our way of welcoming you back, Flight Lieutenant.
Yes ma'am, requesting docking permission?
Docking permission granted. Would you like private transport arranged?
I need to get to the hospital.
Yes, Commander.
So I'm in the shower with hot water and everything. And that's when Neaira came.
Neaira was another huntress on your ship?
Yeah, a friend. I wanted it to be more than that, but she had a medical condition.
It's okay. It's in the file.
The farm girl calls in to me that another Asari is here. I thought the shuttle had gotten back early. I come out in a towel and Neaira walks through the door. But it wasn't her. Not anymore.
According to the Council, these galaxy-wide attacks are part of a massive and organized invasion plan. The Council called the invaders Reapers.
Hello again, Commander. Here to see our patient?
How is Caden doing?
The head trauma was severe, but we reduced the swelling quickly. These types of injury can go either way. He hasn't regained consciousness yet, but his vitals are strong, so I'm optimistic. You can go see him if you like. He's just down the hall.
This war may leave a lot of injured people homeless. Can the Citadel clinics care for them all?
We're fine now, but I'm worried. Every hospital on the Citadel is preparing for the worst. I hear the docks are tightly controlled, but we just can't leave people floating out there forever.
How are your medical supplies holding up?
We're well stocked now, but I can't say I'm not worried about the future. I'm afraid I'll have to speak with CSEC about securing our supplies. Desperate people can do desperate things.
With a center of this size, you must have a lot of direct reports.
We've got 12 full-time doctors and over 50 support staff. It can be overwhelming, quite different from my days in the wards.
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
You too, Commander.
The Alliance military has abandoned the Hades Gamma Cluster to...
She's got this glow. And the Reapers. They did to her what they do to everyone. She's covered in... I don't know. Glowing. She reaches out. Her eyes go black. And she touches one of the farmers, and he just... dies. They panic. She rips them apart. Sometimes touching, sometimes opening them up with biotics. The humans are turning into... liquid. And I'm there, in my towel with no gun. And husks start pouring through the door.
Goddess.
So I ran.
According to the Council, these galaxy-wide attacks are part of a massive and organized invasion plan. The Council called the invaders Reapers.
Hello, Commander Shepard. Welcome to Huerta Memorial Hospital. The human specialist medical officer in charge is Dr. Michel. Also, please note that specialists for all known Citadel species are on call. Please ensure that you observe proper decontamination protocols at all times while in this area.
Any other important areas I should know about?
The Normandy is currently docked in D-24, which is tagged to your biometrics. Docking Bay E-24 has been repurposed into temporary housing to accommodate the recent influx of civilians to the Citadel. If you wish to contact your species' official Citadel representative, please go to Citadel embassies. The Presidium Commons have been a cultural mainstay since the Council was first established at the Citadel.
You can really cover treatment for any kind of species here?
Huerta Memorial surpasses all requirements needed for any multi-species medical facility. This facility's attendant levels can also replicate the living conditions needed to accommodate other, more exotic species. Aquatic environments, for example, are available on short notice.
What about the medical staff? How do they deal with so many species?
All personnel are required to undergo mandatory and regular psychological evaluations, as well as refresher courses. Hospital administration understands how difficult it can be for staff to deal with such a wide variety of patients. It is imperative they be offered the support needed to retain their current high standards.
What else is in the area?
The Huerta Memorial Hospital has experts from every major race in residency, with many specializing in xenomedicine. The facility works with prestigious medical universities from around the galaxy, offering internships to residents and nurses. With access to cutting-edge technology and support from major pharmaceutical companies, the hospital ensures the best care to its patients.
Where'd the hospital get its name?
It is named after President Christopher Huerta of Earth's United North American States. The donor who requested the tribute expressed the desire to remain anonymous.
Thank you.
Please speak with me again if you require further assistance.
The Alliance military has abandoned the Hades Gamma cluster to incoming Reaper forces. Recent intel suggests that the entire Batarian hegemony
I got out of that farm and into the hills. They pulled the farm girl after me. All I wanted to do was live through the night.
Nobody else could have done more.
But morning came and no shuttle. Afternoon and then night, and I'm hiding from husks and those Turian things.
The file says the evacuation team thought your position was overrun.
So after 2 days, I still don't have a gun, because those Turian things, you can't use theirs. I realize that shuttle isn't coming, not unless I get back to the farm and my radio.
And the farm girl?
She was with me. Even killed a few husks. With a stick.
The Council called the invaders Reapers, the same.
Hello again, Commander. You're to see our patient?
How is Caden doing?
The head trauma was severe, but we reduced the swelling quickly. These types of injury can go either way. He hasn't regained consciousness yet, but his vitals are strong, so I'm optimistic. You can go see him if you like. He's just down the hall.
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
You too, Commander.
The Alliance military has abandoned the Hades Gamma cluster to incoming Reaper forces. Recent intel suggests that the entire
Welcome to Serta. Thank you for shopping.
hegemony has been destroyed by an unknown force. Early reports indicate that Earth has fallen to the same enemy force that attacked Batarian space. He's under attack, although the Asari colony is
You said I could go see him.
the invading force appears
I
to
want
be
to
the
go
same
see
that
him.
attacked those planets.
Jada, gotta visit you.
Council, these galaxy-wide attacks are part of a massive
Takes months. You'll need a prosthetic.
Oh no.
I highly recommend talking to our resident psychiatrist before the operation.
What happened? Why are they here?
The invading force appears to be the same that attacked those planets. According to the Council, these galaxy-wide
Why do I get to examine the door and not open the door? Get out of here. You said I could busy.
Hello again, Commander. Here to see our patient?
No.
I'm actually here to see you.
Oh, really? How can I help you?
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
You too, Commander.
Ilium is under attack.
So you went back to the farm.
We snuck down the hill. We were hungry, filthy. They'd turned the towel into a kind of tunic. They'd cleaned up the bodies to make more husks, I figured. But there were still farmers alive. They were being held prisoner. And Naira was there, directing the other forces. I could see her. I got within 10 meters of her. If I just had my gun.
What happened next?
I got to the prisoners. The farm girl unlocked their restraints, and that's when they all started screaming.
That's the whole story.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination.
This
One moment, please.
I can't explore the rest of the citadel yet.
Now arriving at Presidium Embassy.
Fighting is said to have reached Palaven. Ilium is under attack. Although the Asari colony is across the galaxy from Palaven and Earth, the invading force appears to be the same that attacked those planets. According to the Council, these galaxy-wide attacks...
Hello, Commander Shepard. Welcome to Citadel Embassies. The current human ambassador is Dominic Osoba. Commander Bailey is the CSEC officer on duty. You will find him in the Citadel Security District Office.
Any other important areas I should know about?
The Normandy is currently docked in D-24, which is tagged to your biometrics. Docking Bay E-24 has been repurposed into temporary housing to accommodate the recent influx of civilians to the Citadel. For medical needs, the Presidium offers leading-edge care at the Huerta Memorial Hospital. The Presidium Commons have been a cultural mainstay since the Council was first established at the Citadel.
Where's the Spectre Requisitions Office?
The Spectre Requisitions District Office is down the hallway to your left. Note that requisition forms are available only to agents whose biometrics are verified and on file.
What else is in the area?
This area is reserved for human embassy personnel and attending CSEC security. The human embassy prides itself on offering swift assistance to any who fall under its auspices.
That's it. Thanks.
Please speak with me again if you require further assistance.
Like so, yeah. I got this upper area for
Good morning.
Oh, hello, ma'am.
Well, we've had this discussion, young lady. You're to call me Teresa. Well, maybe my son didn't have the chance to marry you because of this damn war. But you're still family in my book. Nothing will ever change that.
Of course, Teresa.
I'll come back later during your break if you want. Treat you to lunch. What do you say?
I would love that, Teresa. Thank you.
Commander Shepard. Hope the Citadel's been treating you well. I'm still just trying to keep things in order. Feels like I'm fighting a losing battle.
Thought things were relatively quiet here.
Well, compared to where you're coming from, sure. But the war's being felt everywhere. Millions across the galaxy have been displaced, and most of them come here.
Must have you doing somersaults.
Yeah, already allocated the bulk of my men to customs, but we're still overtaxed, cataloging and processing them all.
Anything important going on around here?
You kidding? With the Reapers running roughshod through the galaxy, it seemed like the Council is in constant session. We got more ambassadors and dignitaries here than ever before pleading their cases. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, really.
It'll probably get worse before it gets better, Bailey.
Yeah, if it ever gets better.
Spectre status recognized.
Okay, we read that. Oh, that's right. We can't read it. Okay. And then, target practice. Alright. Target practice. Okay, I guess I'm really not meant to go anymore. Wait, that might be different. Well, I mean, I got the. He gave us the name, but. Others. Oh, people talking. Oh. Nothing.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. One moment,
Is
please.
that possible? One more time. Hear the next part of that story.
Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
The prisoners were indoctrinated.
You think?
And once the alarm was sounded...
Naira's eyes were black. The whole time, not just for a second. I could feel her mind from where I was standing. The humans were in the way, attacking us. I used my biotics, flung them around. I'd been horrified when Naira tore the farmers apart, but goddess, I ripped them in half. And it felt good.
There's nothing shameful about feeling an adrenaline rush during battle.
I might have killed more than Naira and those husks did. She wanted them alive, to turn them, and I...
And you survived.
Hello again, Commander. Here to see our patient?
How is Caden doing?
The head trauma was severe, but we reduced the swelling quickly. These types of injury can go either way. He hasn't regained consciousness yet, but his vitals are strong, so I'm optimistic. You can go see him if you like. He's just down the hall.
How are your medical supplies holding up?
We're well stocked now, but I can't say... I'm afraid I'll have to speak with CSEC about security.
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
You too, Commander.
Alright.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination. One moment, please. Now arriving at Docking Bay D-24.
Wait.
Welcome back to Docking Bay D-24, Commander Shepard. How may I help you?
What's with the heightened security?
New screening fields have been added in order to speed up processing at the security stations in each docking area. Citadel security screening technology uses highly advanced biometric authentication systems developed by the CERTA Foundation. Please note that any attempt to circumvent Citadel security measures will result in immediate incarceration.
What else is in the area?
You are standing in docking area D-24. According to your biometrics file, you are cleared to access further information about this bay. This is the airlock currently assigned to the Systems Alliance ship Normandy. If you look out the bay window, you can see one of the many magnificent vistas for which the Citadel is renowned.
What about that room over there?
The waiting area is for those who wish to speak to our new arrivals. It is located next to security processing.
What else is in the area?
You are standing in docking area D-24. According to this is the airlock currently assigned to the... If you look out the bay window, you can see one of the many magnificent vistas for which the Citadel is renowned.
Any other important areas I should know about?
Docking Bay E-24 has been repurposed into temporary housing to accommodate the recent influx of civilians to the Citadel. If you wish to contact your species' official Citadel representative, please go to Citadel embassies. For medical needs, the Presidium offers leading-edge care. The Presidium Commons have been a cultural mainstay since the Council was...
That's all.
Please speak with me again if you require further assistance.
Listen, honey, please. This is how it has to be. Everyone's going through this.
I know, and I'm sure you'll be fine. It's just so damn inconvenient. It's like we're pre-space flight all of a sudden.
Pretty much. You should see what they've got us using for heavy munitions. It's all mass-produced LCOS combine crap.
Wait, munitions? Explosive munitions? I thought you weren't going to be on the front lines.
Not in hot, combat zones. No, of course not. But sometimes they need us to breach enemy fortifications.
Goddess, you said you were just going to be building emergency outposts.
Lovely. Just gonna take a share. Good. Let's do one more. Right. So when we come back, do one of these guys. Did that. I did that. Okay. 4. I wonder if Garrus is on this one. Okay. Okay. Technology. Alright. Artifacts. The Citadel Council called for the immediate donation of prothean artifacts to bolster the war effort, primarily in terms of Reaper origin and recordings of their attacks. The Exogenine Corporation set an example by donating a store of newly discovered paleontology and releasing the data archives of deep space research colonies destroyed by the Reapers. Several private collectors have since stepped forward to donate the entirety of their collections, but despite the offer of amnesty for anyone concealing such artifacts, not everyone has responded to as the Citadel has hoped. Several artifacts have been found in obscure underground markets on safe haven worlds, presumably sold by newly arrived refugees who needed funds to survive. Reports state that smugglers continue to sell stolen artifacts, and armed raids on archaeological sites have rendered even legal operations extremely hazardous. After several reports of mercenary groups turning on the archaeologists who hired them, Elena's Risk Control Services began offering security details for archaeological sites at considerably reduced rates. Okay. An artificial intelligence is a self-aware computing system capable of learning and independent decision-making. Creation of conscious AI. Whoops. Oh, my shirt broke. Yarg. There we go. Okay. Oh, zebra. Creation of a conscious AI requires addictive code, slow, expensive education, and a specialized quantum computer called a blue box. An AI cannot be transmitted across communication channel or computer network. At its blue box, an AI is no more than data files. Loading these files into a new blue box will create a new personality, as variations in quantum hardware and runtime results in create unpredictable variations. The guests serve as cautionary tale against the dangers of rogue AI. In Citadel space, they are technically illegal. Advocacy groups argue, however, that AI is a living, conscious entity deserving the same rights as organics. They argue that continued use of the term artificial is institutionalized racism on the part of organic life. The term synthetic is considered politically correct alternative. Virtual intelligence. A virtual intelligence is an advanced form of user interface software. VIs use a variety of methods to simulate natural conversation, including audio interface and an avatar personality to interact with. Although VI can provide convincing emulation of sentience, they are not self-aware, nor can they learn or take independent action. VI are used as operating systems on commercial and home computers. Minimal VI agents are also available. Agents are compact and specialized. Some serve as personal secretaries, filtering calls and scheduling meetings based on user-defined priorities. Others are advanced search engines, propagating themselves across the extranet to collaborate user-requested data. Whoops. Alright, real quick. The Reapers took Earth in a matter of hours. The Alliance knew the first wave would arrive from Bataran space, but they were unprepared for the speed and scale of the attack. The Reapers bypassed the 6 and 7 fleets at Terra Nova and Eden Prime, flying straight from relay to relay, where they could neither be tracked nor intercepted. The tactic was unexpected, since navies of organic species would never risk coming out of FTL within combat range or leaving enemies at their backs to threaten supply lines. At Arcturus Station, more than a dozen Reaper capital ships engaged the Alliance's 2nd, 3rd, and 5th fleets. This was mere screening for the main force. Dozens more capital ships continued through the Sharonili, where the 1st fleet had been lying in wait, but was soon destroyed. The 4th fleet, near Earth, had a few minutes of advance warning, and it stood no better chance. After destroying Earth's convoys, the smaller Reaper destroyers wiped out all GPS and communication satellites in Earth orbit and cut the undersea fiber optic cables that linked the continents. Oh man. Earth's resistance now relies on outdated radio towers and a few quantum entanglement communicators whose match pairs happen to be on other continents or outside the solar system. Communication is so limited that the fate of entire nations remains unknown. Capital ships bombarded defense installations and industrial centers, annihilating entire city populations in low millions, including Adeline, Hamburg, Algebai, Fort Worth. Meanwhile, Reaper destroyers descended on the atmosphere to melt roads and capture population centers with minimal loss of life. This is not an example of the Reapers being merciful. More likely, they're hurting their prey to make the coming harvest that much easier. The fall of Kasharn. For every 1,000 Batarian refuse, there are 1,001 stories about how the Reapers invaded the Batarian systems. A few elements are common to almost every version, however. The Reapers arrived first in the Volier system and immediately destroyed its communications network. The Hegemony's Department of Information Control blamed the loss of signal on space weather, but scrambled ships to the system nonetheless. Within a day, the Reaper capital ship appeared in the Harsa system and descended on the Batarian homeworld Kashard. For all the rhetoric about the Hegemony's military proudness, their response to the Reapers was uncoordinated. Moments after the information administrator took to the internet extranet and announced the unknown ships were destroying all space traffic near Kasharn, the defense minister declared that there was no reason to panic. The planet's convoys were destroyed next, creating an ominous silence that has persisted ever since. That is terrifying. Fearing they were next, Batarian colonies across Hegemony space began evacuations. So many refugees poured into human-occupied Exodus cluster that the Systems Alliance official first thought the Batarans were invading. More systems have gone dark as their convoys were destroyed, and a million more Batarans trapped in their planets sit waiting for the Reapers. Oh, that is very freaky. The Reapers are technologically superior to the organic species of the galaxy, though the degree of superiority is a matter of debate in the intelligence community. The Reapers' thrusters and FTL drives appear to propel them more than twice the speed of Citadel ships. Estimates of their location in dark space suggest they can travel nearly 30 light years in a 24-hour period. Reaper power sources seem to violate known physics laws. Reapers usually destroy fuel infrastructure rather than attempting to capture it intact, indicating that Reapers do not require organic species energy supplies. Consequently, Reapers attack without regard for maintaining supply lines behind them, except to move husks from one planet to another. Unlike Citadel ships, Reapers do not appear to discharge static buildup from their drive cores, although they sometimes appear wreathed in static discharge when they land on planets. Main guns on a Reaper capital ship dwarfs that of the Alliance Everest-class dreadnoughts. No dreadnought yet has survived a direct hit from the weapons. Estimates put its destructive power anywhere from 132 to 454 kilotons of TNT. Even if the target is hardened, as in the case of a surface-based missile silo, the gun can instead bury the target beneath molten metal. Precise targeting computers and correctors also give Reaper weapons a longer effective range than organic dreadnoughts or cruisers. The kinetic barriers on a Reaper capital ship can shrug off firepower of a small fleet. Weapons specifically designed to overcome shields, such as Javelin, Guardian lasers, or Thanks series, can bypass barriers to some degree. The difficulty is getting close enough to use them. Surface-mounted weaponry on a Reaper ship, similar to the Principal Guardian, presents an effective defense against organic species fighters. And it's the only one left, so... Oh, so many! Okay. Modern combat hardshoes have triple canopy protection, shields, armor, and self-repair. The outermost layer has created through kinetic barrier emitters, which detect objects incoming at higher rate of speed and generate deflective shields, provided they have enough energy in their power cells. If a bullet or other incoming object gets past the barrier, it contends with the more traditional body armor. The sealed suit of non-porous plastic cloth provides kinetic and environmental protection, reinforced by lightweight composite ceramic plates in areas that either don't need to flex or require additional coverage, such as the chest or the head. When the armor is hit by direct energy weapons, the plate boils away or ablates rather than burning the wearer. I don't know what that means. The last level of protection is provided by the suit's microframe computers, whose input detectors are woven throughout fabric. These manage self-healing system, which finds rents in the fabric, and assuming any such there would be the wound of a flesh underneath, seals off the area with sterile, non-conductive medgel. This staunches minor wounds and plugs holes in the suit that could provide fatal in vacuum or toxic environments. Soldiers are not always fond of the squish skin that oozes gel on them at a moment's notice. The fatalities have dropped sharply since the system was implemented. Kinetic barriers, commonly called shields, provide protection against most mass-accelerated weapons. Whether on a starship or a soldier's suit of armor, the basic principle remains the same. Kinetic barriers are responsive mass effect fields that protected from tiny emitters. These shields safely deflect small objects traveling at rapid velocities. This affords protection from bullets and other dangerous projectiles, but still allows the user to sit down without knocking away their chair. Nice. Shielding afforded by kinetic barriers does not protect against extreme temperatures, toxins, or radiation. Mass accelerators. Mass accelerator propels a solid metal slug using precisely controlled electromagnet attraction and repulsion. Slug is designated to squash or shatter on impact, increasing the energy it transfers to the target. If this were not the case, it would simply punch a hole right through, doing minimal damage. Accelerator design was revolutionized by Element Zero. The slug lightened by a mass effect field can be accelerated to greater speeds, permitting the projectile velocities that were highly unattainable. If accelerated to a high enough velocity, a simple paint chip can impact the same destructive force as a nuclear weapon. However, mass accelerations produce recoil equal to their impact energy. This is mitigated somewhat by the mass effect fields that rounds are suspended within, but weapon recoil is still prime limiting factor on slug velocity. Weapon recoil is still the prime limiting factor on slug velocity. Okay. Small arms. Modern infantry weapons are micro-scaled mass accelerators using mass-reducing fields and magnetic force to propel miniature slugs to lethal speeds. Nearly every gun on the battlefield is laden with features, from targeting auto-assist to projectile shavers that can generate thousands of rounds of ammunition from small internal block of metal. Europe. It was long thought that personal weapons had plateaued in performance, but Geth had proved all these theories wrong. Mathematically, reviewing their combat logs, the Geth found that in the age of kinetic barriers, most firefights were won by the side who could put the most rounds down range the fastest. But combatants were forced to deliberately shoot slower to manage waste heat or pause as their weapons vented. To eliminate inefficiency, the Geth adopted detachable heat sinks known as thermal clips. While organic arm manufacturers were initially doubtful that this would produce a net gain, a well-trained soldier can inject and swap thermal clips in under a second, faced with superior energy firepower. Organic armies soon followed the Geth's lead, and today battlefields are littered with these thermal clips. That explains a lot. Okay. Although body armor and kinetic barriers provide significant protection for relatively low cost, technically savvy soldiers sometimes go further. Tech armor is a common term for a complex series of field generators that disrupt incoming force using a stationary warp effect. The theory is that bullets that would normally shatter on impact instead break apart when they strike the field. The field then bleeds away the shrapnel's kinetic energy. The standard design for tech armor traps the warp field between the two low-yield kinetic barriers to protect the user from the field itself. Okay. You get that. When the outer barrier falls, the warp effect is discharged, potentially harming anyone nearby. For this reason, many soldiers modify the armor with haptic-style light effect to warn allies not to get too close. On mission, when stealth is paramount, this effect is disabled. Cynical soldiers joke that the design is called tech armor because if it were simply called warp armor, no one would use it. The fortification approach uses high-energy batteries and superconductive devices within the armor to create Foucault current effect, essentially a magnetic field that can immobilize metals, even non-ferrous ones. The field is triggered by sensors similar to those in a kinetic barrier is powerful enough to protect against most modern weapons, but there are drawbacks. The current cause of metallic objects to hold their position relative to one another. Although the field only lasts for a split second, it creates resistance that can slow or fatigue the wearer. Without specialized training, a soldier can quickly become exhausted or stumble at the wrong time. Well, alright then. Interesting. Okay, so we've done all that. That's all done. So we're going to save. Save here. Yay. I'm also going to save all to the 6. Unit 3. What's that? Put 2 at the bottom. Alright. Okay. Alright. Yeah, okay. There? All good? Alright. So we'll end this one here. Goodness. And we'll see you next time for actually going into it.